Welcome back, guys, to KY Coins and Collectibles. What I've got here is my newest purchase. I've got a collection I'd purchased off of a gentleman today. Got some foreign coins, a lot of foreign currency, and some US stuff. So I just want to kind of show you what I got. I haven't looked through much of the foreign stuff yet. Not as familiar with it. Got a little bit of US stuff, so I'll show you the US stuff first, and then we'll check out the foreign stuff later, and you all can kind of help me out with what I've got. So I'll show you the US stuff, and it's mostly your basic coin collection. A little bit of everything. I didn't see anything too old. Look at these bills first. Got 3 large notes. Got a $10 large note from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's in pretty rough shape, but it's still pretty cool. The artwork on these things is beautiful. Got the horse and plow and the industrial scenery going on there. So these are really neat. That's wore pretty bad and looks like somebody stamped it. There's a little bit of a stamp there. So that's pretty cool. The old large notes are so cool. Got a silver certificate, large note, $1. I believe these are 1923. Yep, 1923. It's got some pinholes. Got 2 of those. It's no really good serial numbers on those. They're both 1923s. In war shape. This one's got a little more color left on it. So these old large notes are so cool. They have the best designs on them. So yeah. And I'd always heard they'd say he had a wad of money so big it'd gag a horse. So I guess if you had a bunch of these wadded up, you could gag a horse, I guess, they're so big. So I guess that's where that saying came from. So them are pretty cool. I'll have to do a video on my large notes. I've got probably 8 or 9 of them, and with the addition of these. So let's see what else we got here. It looks like a couple of steel cents. 43. They look like they've been plated. They've got some tone on them. And they even sound plated. But pretty cool. They have like a purple toning to them. That's pretty cool. And a commemorative half. Christopher Columbus. This was the first commemorative half, 1893. Looks like it's been polished a little bit. So when you come across the commemorative coins, like I've noticed, I see a lot of Columbus, a lot of those exposition ones. So, but they're really cool, really neat coin. Got some Kennedy halves. And they look like 40%ers. So if you don't know, not all Kennedy halves are silver and not all are clad. The 64s are 90% silver, and the 65 to 70 1965 to 1970, they are 40% silver. And these are all 40%ers. And you can tell if you've looked at them enough. These ain't too bad. Two, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 of them, so they're still good. I think the 40%ers are really overlooked. Like, I mean, it's 40% silver. That's pretty good. So, a Walker. $1943. It's pretty wore. About every Walker I come across, they'll look like that. Look, they always have pretty good wear on them. So, these Walkers are so beautiful. And see what else we got here. I had a little bit of everything. Some V-nickels. So they're all pretty wore too. V-nickels, when you come across those, they all kind of look the same. Still cool. They've got the Roman numeral 5 on the back of them. And some buffalo nickels. So the buffalo nickels came before the V-nickels, or after them. You know what I meant. The V-nickels came before the buffalo nickels. So, 34. And what you look for on the buffalo is the horn. He's got a horn, and you want to be able to see the horn. That's a good sign that's got some life left on it. Most of these are pretty wore down. $1930. Yeah, so there's always a few buffalo nickels, and there's always a few V-nickels in about every collection I've seen. So they're always fun. And some Mercury dimes. You know, 5 Mercury dimes, and they're all probably 40s, in the 40s. 41, 45, 43, 44, and 41. And the key date in those is the 16D. This nice little set. It's got a 58 Benji, 1898 Barber quarter, Mercury dime. The Mercury dime has a little bit of toning on it. It's a 43, Indian penny, and a buffalo nickel, which just kind of makes no sense to me. like I guess it's just kind of a penny or a coin from every time period, but a lot of times it'll be a set like all 1920s, but this one's is kind of all over the place. I mean, it's got an 1898 Barber quarter in there, so it's a little different. But these little sets are neat. Good little gifts. Looks like a 1 ounce bar, 1 troy ounce. It's got some little toning going on too. You can tell it's been in this little sleeve for a while. So that's pretty cool. And my favorite, wheat pennies. So I've not gone through these yet. There's some nicer ones. Here's a 36. Somebody's probably cleaned, but it looks pretty good. I'll have to go through these and see if there's any better dates. They've slabbed a couple. 37, 46D, 39, 1917, 44D. That one looks polished. 25 Philly. Read these off to you. 20. They've wrote all over this one. 1919S. I don't know if somebody's reused this slab a couple times. Had a 1906, a 1931, a 1950 something, and a 1892, and a 1958 Philly, and looks like we've settled on a 1919S in there right now. They've put that slab to work. So I'll look through a couple of these real fast and just tell you what they are. 46, 51, 37, 41, 39, 58, 58. So they're kind of, oh, look here. Right in the middle of them. I didn't even see it. A Indian head. And it is a 1901. Cool. It's got a little bit of purple toning on it too. So that's cool. Didn't see that. That one's not bad. It's got a little bit of red left on it. I don't see another. Here's a purple looking one, a 46. That one's got a lot of purple on it. Cool. I'll look through these. I'll have to look through these later and see if I come across any good years. I'll let you all know. That's a cool little find. Let me know what I've done with it now. scoot these to the side, and I'll bring out the foreign stuff. And what I'll do is I'll actually, bear with me, I'll clean this stuff up real fast so we don't get coins all over the place. So I'm a big wheat penny collection. I've not showed you all my wheat penny collection yet. I have a lot. For my set, and I don't have an album yet. I've got a couple cheaper albums, but I've not put together a nice album yet, and I need to. I'd like to get a Dansko album and put a nice set together, because I know I've got all of them but the 1909S VDB, of course. I've got a bunch of 1909 VDBs, and I've got 1909S and the 31S. I've got the key dates except for the 09S VDB. So that's really the only one I need. I've got pretty good coins. The wheat pennies are in pretty good shape. I've got a bunch of good mint state 30s through the 40s and 50s. They're all pretty good, and a bunch of red ones. But I'll show you. I'll make a video and I'll do my wheat pennies. I know a lot of people out there like wheat pennies and they coin roll hunt, and that's pretty much what I've done with my wheat pennies. I have coin rolled hunt for years now. Basically just buy a whole bag of wheat pennies from the bank, and I'll just go through them. Every night I'll go through a bunch, and I have found a bunch. Sometimes I'll find a bunch, sometimes I'll find tens. I have found Indian heads before, but rarely, maybe 5. So a lot of Canadian. I'm in Kentucky, so I do find a lot of, every now and then, I won't say a lot, but I will find a lot of Canadian. So I know the more northern states, they find a lot more Canadian in their pennies, which would make sense. But I keep everything I find. Like if it's Canadian, I keep it. I've got jars of Canadians, dimes, quarters, nickels, because I coin roll hunt a little bit of everything, which I've never done a video on it. I've thought about it and worked on it a couple times, and it just never worked out. But I'm very passionate about my wheat pennies, so I will look through these and I'll let y'all know, and I'll probably do a big wheat penny video. So moving on to the foreign stuff. I showed you the video of the big album I had of all the foreign coins. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of foreign all over the world. I mean, I feel like it's got a coin from every country and continent in the world and everywhere in between. So it was really cool. And this collection we just picked up today, this guy had a bunch of foreign stuff. It looked like newer stuff. There was some older large pennies in it. So I'm just want to basically dump it out here for you to see. I know a lot of it is newer. I mean, I've seen 2010, 2000. And there's no organization to it. And the first one I've caught my eye is this peso, 1958. So it's cool. Big coin. Caught my eye, had to pull it out. Little baggies, them are cool. Like I said, I've not really looked through anything. And I don't know much about the stuff, so I'm just going to show you. Don't even know where to start. I do know these a lot of pesos and centavos, 1956. So, and I always thought these large pennies were good, which these are almost slick. You know, if you can barely make that out. And this one is 1862, so that one's older. Which I've got a bucket of these. I like the large penny. I collect those. And this is the same thing. It is a 1886. I call these the wheelchair penny, because it looks like she's in a wheelchair. But they're really cool. This one's got some character to it. It's been ate up by something. But it's pretty cool. And they've got a couple things slabbed here. Sometimes they have good stuff slabbed, and sometimes it's just 1963. Like I said, I'll have to go through these. 1948, copper nickel, 1 shilling. Details look pretty good on that. Great Britain, 1961. 1993. 92. Canadian penny of 63, 62 or 72. Well, I don't know if they've messed up, but that's a 72 Canadian penny. I know what that is. And if you guys see anything in the video I miss, point it out and be like, "Oh, Sean, you missed that coin. It's a good one." Queen Elizabeth II, 1957, Hong Kong. And I'm just showing you all. I'm not even going to pretend I know what I'm looking at. So I'll just have to go through them. Jamaica, $5, 1996. It's a cool looking coin. But it's so cool just seeing currency from around the world. 1992. I mean, there's and like I said, a lot of this stuff is newer. 1988. Singapore. I'm going to try to go through this stuff kind of fast. Now, I'll sort this. I've got a couple buckets I've put some loose newer stuff in. And these are New Zealand, Elizabeth II. Got a couple of those. is. I have no idea. Looks like a 5 cent, but that is cool. Yeah, I need to brush up on my foreign stuff. A nice Canadian quarter. They've got 50 cents on it. The 74. $20 centavos, 1960. Let's check out the little baggies. Oh. Oh, it's a little copy. I think he did. He said there was a copy of a $5 gold coin. But it says copy on it now. How nice would that have been? Which this would have cost me a lot more if this had been real. So, but that's pretty cool. A nice little copy. Okay, back to it. And that is a Kennedy bicentennial. It's been burnt. There's a lot of tokens in here too. And that one's destroyed. Another token. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Presidential coin that tells when he was born and a little bit about him. Get a lot of these too. The Bass Pro Shop. You know, the little coin machines you put in a penny and you put in a quarter or a dollar with it, and you crank it and it flattens out the penny and it puts a design on it. This one's a Bass Pro Shop. See a lot of those. And there's a heads or tails one. May get censored for that one. So I'm not going to show you what's on the other side. It's not appropriate. So, well, see a lot of those. I'll have to show you the Angels one since I showed you that one. Kind of the same thing. Let's see. And there's just so much of this, and it's all kind of the same thing. And it's all newer. Let me see what some of this is. This one looks older. No, 1958. Now, that one kind of looks like it could be silver. 5 centavos, Salvador. So that may have a little bit of silver in it. I know some of the foreign stuff, they'll have 10%, 5 or 20, 30, 40% silver. Some of them will. This one's got a hole in it. I know this video's getting long, so I want to wrap it up. So, really cool. And that one you can just wear as a necklace. You don't even have to drill a hole. And Let's see, got those. We'll see what they got in this one. Looks like a tag. A dog tag or something. And Great Britain, 6pence, 1955. That one could be silver. 1949. Copper nickel. 1968. That one's in really good shape. So let's see what we got here. Turkey, 1949. I can't see what that one is. It's dark. Canadian nickel, know what that is. And 1937. It says Mexico 5 centavos. That's cool. I like these old flips too. Them are nice. Okay guys, the rest of this kind of looks like the same stuff. I'll go through it, and if I find anything, I'll come back, add to this video. But if you're a big foreign collector, just let me know. I've got a couple buckets of foreign that I've accumulated because of collections like this. I guess it's easy to collect, so a lot of people hold on to it and they'll throw it in a bag. So I've got a bunch of currency, and it's foreign. I've got a couple buckets of foreign stuff that I've got to go through, and it just takes forever looking everything up. And normally if it's not older, I won't. Like if it's not before 66 or 67. I know some of the Canadian stuff's like 67, 66. You'll have silver in it. And then some of the older stuff, 1800s, like these. These are really cool. They just remind me, you know, I'm doing my large cent collection, and they remind me of large cents. So these large pennies are nice. I like them. I need to do a large penny collection. So if y'all see anything that's cool, I'm kind of new to the foreign stuff, so I'm learning. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll show you some other stuff later on. Thanks for watching.